Guys, I thought I was recording this whole time, but I wasn't. I wanted to share with you my thoughts on Kalank. I think Kalank is one of the more highly awaited films of this year. Anything that's like period drama related ever, we try to see if it matches up to the Sanjay Leela Bhansali level hype. And the verdict is out. There seem to be quite a few mixed opinions. I personally liked it. And I understand why people didn't like it, right? Overall, if you are into period dramas and can take on a little bit of lack of structure with some cheesiness, you will like it, right? You have Madhuri, you have Sanjay Dutt, you have Varun Dhawan, Alia Bhatt, Aditya Roy Kapoor, and Sonakshi Sinha, directed by Abhishek Varman. So the premise of the story is that it's set in this pre-partition era before India and Pakistan were separate. Now, I couldn't verify for you all the historical, accuracies or inaccuracies, but for the most part, it did feel like there was a ton of tension with the different groups, religious groups. So that definitely contributed to driving the plot forward. The story was around the group is the protagonist. She gets married to Dave, who's a newspaper owner, or his dad is, and his first wife, Sonakshi Sinha, her character is dying because of cancer, and she wants Roop to come in and help continue the lineage. So very interesting story, right? And then you have Madhuri that gets intertwined here, and also Zafar, or Varun's character, gets intertwined. So it's pretty cool how the story comes together. Honestly, I really liked it, right? That's where I think it could have been really amazing, right? The complexity was definitely there. Now, elaborating on the different complexities could have been even better. And I think this is where people said it was a little lacking, right? This story is a ton of tell, not show. And I think recently we've seen a lot of films that have done well because they trust the audience and they know that we're smart enough to pick up on these little complexities that are included without telling us, right? And I think we see a ton of, dialogues come as a result of that. A lot of telling instead of showing. And they become really cheesy. Like, every dialogue is like, it can be turned into a GIF, right? Literally every one of them has a very important life lesson, and it can, serve a ton of purpose, right? But for this film, overall, they should really dive deeper into the relationships. I think Varun's character is probably the most fleshed out. You get to see, like, why he feels a certain way, why he also can't do what he really wants to do because that's not like who he is. And you get to see, I think the trailer kind of gives away most of the story, right? But you don't see like the relationships, right? You don't see at what point Zafar or Varun really starts liking Alia. You don't see at what point Dave or Aditya Roy Kapoor's character actually likes Roop. So it becomes a little bit tricky, right? Because as an audience, you're kind of told to assume certain things, right? And I think sometimes the relationship development should have been greater. I know the film was a little over 2.5 hours, and for some that can be like a lot, but I think some of the songs, some were fantastic, and some they may just not have like really added to the film that much. I obviously really enjoyed Madhuri. I think she had a complex character to play on screen, and we saw her after a while, and so that was great. At the end, you have Alia's character Roop, who is trying to break the fourth wall and speak directly with the audience, right? Now, we see in Shakespearean work, oftentimes when they're trying to break the fourth wall, it's to make you do some type make the character do some type of introspection, but also like to have you think alongside what they think, right? and she was asking us all these questions, right? But I don't think it did as well for the film as the intention was, especially maybe because it was towards the end. And like the character, you know, was literally breaking the fourth wall by looking at you, looking into the lens at the audience, right? And I think that could have been tweaked, right? But overall, I really enjoyed it, right? You had awesome sets. Every single screen, you know, shot that you might capture from that film will be art, literally, right? Amazing, you know, colors, right? Everything is done to a T in terms of the filmography, right? This film cinematographer was also Dave Das, this is cinematographer as well, so I think that probably had a lot to do with that. And that is done really well to a T, so I appreciate that. So overall, if you're okay with cheesy dialogues in a period film with a little bit of lack of structure, I think you will like it. And if you're not, it just may not be your cup of tea, and that's okay too. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you want me to review next. Thanks, guys!